Hello kids, ready to study? We were studying tissues in action and we have completed all the plants and animal tissues. Link will be in description box. You can go back and check. In tissues and action lesson in NCERT textbook, in the end, joints and skeletal system is given. So let us have a look at them. Joints is the place where two or more than two bones meet. For example, in our elbow, three bones meet. One from the upper arm and two in the lower arm. Whereas if you see fingers, one bone this and the other is this. So joint is that place where two or more than two bones can meet. Now these joints are of three types: immovable, partially movable and movable. Immovable joint, the bones cannot meet. This joint is found in skull. The skull is a very important part of our body. It protects the brain, eyes, internal ears, mouth parts. Okay, so the skull is having immovable joint. The only movable joint present in skull is our lower jaw. Have you ever noticed? In the entire skull, only this lower jaw can move. So skull will have immovable joint. Partially movable joint, little bit movement is allowed. It is found in vertebral column or backbone or spine. It has three names. This vertebral column protects our spinal cord. It is made up of 33 small bones called vertebrae. Between two bones, a layer of cartilage is present, which helps in this partially movable movement. You can say which makes the backbone partially movable. We can relax, we can bend, we can stretch a little because of partially movable joint in the backbone. The rib cage is attached to the backbone, to the vertebral column. So when we breathe, the rhythmic in and out of the rib cage is possible because of partially movable joint. The movable joint allows movement and it is of four types. First is ball and socket joint. In this joint, one end of the bone is shaped like a ball and the second end of the other bone is like a cup or a socket. So this is one bone which has a cup or socket and this is the other bone which has a round ball end. Now this fits, the ball fits in the socket perfectly. It can move inside the socket in all direction but it cannot come out. So ball and socket joint allows 360-degree movement. I can move my hand because of ball and socket joint. So this joint is present in our shoulder girdle and hip girdle. Shoulder girdle is also called pectoral girdle. Hip girdle is also known as pelvic girdle. So this ball and socket joint is an important part of the joints which allows full movement in our hands and legs. The next is hinge joint. If you see a window or a door, you must have seen on the side some metal clasps are present which join the door to the main frame. That portion, that metal portion is called hinge. Now it allows the door to open in one side. Like I can move my hand up but I cannot move it down the other way. This is because of hinge joint. It allows movement in one direction. It is found in our elbow, knees, these fingers, toes. So hinge joint is that joint which is found the maximum in our body. So one question comes in MCQ, which joint is found the maximum in our body? Second is difference between ball and socket and hinge. The main difference is how much movement they allow. Ball and socket full 360-degree, whereas hinge in one direction. Next is gliding joint. Here one bone glides over the set of other bones. I can do my hand like this or I can lift my foot in this way because of gliding joint. It is found in the wrist and the ankle. The most important joint on which our life depends is pivot joint. In this, the first vertebrae of our body is a ring-shaped structure. It has no appendages coming out. It's a ring. And the second vertebrae has a bony projection coming out. Pivot means a nail, you can say, on which we can hang some picture. So this is the first vertebrae, this is the second vertebrae projection coming out. Now on this projection, our skull rests. So it becomes very important. The skull is attached to the body because of pivot joint. Now suppose this is the first vertebrae, this ring shaped structure. This is the second vertebrae. Okay, the pivot is coming out and I place my skull on this. So this is what is pivot joint. I hope you have understood the types of joint. If there is any problem, you can mention in the comment section. After this, one paragraph on skeletal system is given in your textbook. So let us study briefly the skeletal system also. Our skeletal system have 206 bones. An adult human being has 206 bones. When a child is born, the number of bones are more. But as the child grows, the sum of the bones they fuse together and adults have only 206 bones. The main skeletal axis is the skull, vertebral column and rib cage. The arms and legs, the forelimbs and the hind limbs, they are attached to the vertebral column by the two girdles. So this is only what is given. The skull, vertebral column and rib cage forming the main axis. The girdles are attached to the vertebral column only and our hands and legs are attached to the girdle. If you want to study the entire skeletal system, please mention in the comment section. I will make a full video on skeletal system also. Till then, goodbye, take care and keep studying.